I'm Dr. Deb Butler, and you are listening to Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond. This is episode number 421. Well, hello, all my dear friends all over the world. It's another episode that I'm doing on video, and I want to talk to you about a new book that I read that I think that you'll find interesting. And it's called The Menopause Brain, and it's by a Dr. Mosconi. And I want to read one thing that she said that I think is very, very important to hear if you're going through menopause. And I think it's a relevant book if you're trying to figure out hormones, no hormones, what's actually going on with the brain. She's done lots and lots of research. And as you know, women's health is getting more and more popular and more important. And so we're learning more and more about this phase of life. And I want to talk to you about her book because I'm very interested in the brain. And I want to talk to you a little bit about your brain and your body and how you can become more connected. But first, I just want to tell you one of the things that she said in this book, and I want you to listen very, very closely. One of the things that she says is brain fog can last a couple of years after the final menstrual period, but then it resolves for the vast amount of people. The clouds dissipate and your brain is back on. On average, postmenopausal women are happiest than their younger counterparts. This menopausal brain goes through hell, but it's likely to emerge wiser, stronger, and more content. And my friends, I want to tell you, since I'm 15 years out of menopause now, and in a new phase of my life, that when I was going through my 50s and menopause, this would have been very good news to hear. And now that I'm in my 70s, I can tell you it's true. At least that's been my experience. And that is why I want to talk so much about your connection to your body and to realize that even if your brain feels a little foggy now, it's going to come out better than ever for most of you. I want you to keep that in mind as I continue to talk today, to talk about this topic today about how you can become more connected to your body because your brain is very important and your body is very important. And the connection to your brain and body is probably the biggest thing that I can ever teach you. And that connection, I've talked about it before, but I want to talk about it again because I think out of anything that I've done for pro aging from my 50s to my 70s is that I've learned to become a body whisperer. And I want to explain to you what that means. And I want you to understand that your brain is going to get better and that you are going to feel better, that you're going to feel more wise and more content than you ever did in your 50s. That's what I want you to look forward to. And now we have a doctor doing research on the menopause brain that confirms all of this. So when I talk about the body whisperer, I want to explain to you what it means. I think many, many women, especially in their 30s and their 40s, tend to not be as connected to their bodies in terms of paying close attention. And what I mean by that is that when you're hungry or when you're full, and these are the things that I talk a lot about, is that you don't want to wait until your body is screaming at you to eat. You don't want to wait until it's starving. I talk about this physical hunger scale of going from -10, which is starving, to a +10, which is full. And that I like to teach that we eat between the twos. We start at a -2, which is a whisper of hunger, and we stop at a +2, which is a whisper of fullness, which has led me to the idea of what is it like to become a body whisperer in menopause and beyond. And it all started with eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. Not eating when you're starving and stopping when you're stuffed, eating when you're hungry, a whisper of hunger, and stopping when you're at a whisper of fullness. So as you start connecting to this, and this is at least what my theory and philosophy is, and it's what I followed, is that once I connected into that, especially being a chiropractor for so many years, I also started thinking about pain levels. So when I was working with patients, many patients came into me when they were in great pain. There was no whispering going on, there was screaming going on. And they came to me to have pain relief, and they wanted to stop seeing me as soon as the pain went away. And one of the things that I always taught in my practice was maintenance care. And maintenance care means you come in and have your spine checked when your body is whispering, not when it's screaming. Because listen, when I take care of patients that are in extreme pain, it takes a lot longer and a lot more of my work and time to get them better. Once they get better, working on the whispers from here on out, which is what maintenance care is, means that you're never in great pain again. You take care of it before it becomes a problem. And that's what maintenance chiropractic care was. And that is becoming a body whisperer when it comes to your pain levels. So, how do you take care of yourself, or how do you take care of yourself if you're getting sick? So, I have a lot of clients that will go and work no matter what. They would have to be in the emergency room not to go to work or not to do what they're supposed to do in their job. They wouldn't call in sick unless they were dying. That means that you're waiting for your body to scream at you before you do something about it. Now, let's face it, if you're getting sick, it's much easier to take care of yourself and your body when you're at a whispering level. Like when for me, it'll usually be like a little bit of a sore throat, or my sinuses will start to get full. And as soon as I feel that, there are certain things that I know to do. I don't push myself harder. I don't make myself work harder. And I don't recommend my clients do the same. And most of my clients want to continue unless they're dead in bed. And I don't mean dead like in death, but I mean like they can't move. Then they think they don't have to go to work or they can't work. But it's the same idea behind maintenance care. Don't wait until it's screaming. Do it when it's whispering. The light sore throat, the light sinuses, whatever it is that you do to take care of yourself. For me, I rest more. I don't exercise as hard. I eat better. I drink more water, and I take very specific supplements to help my immune system before it really gets out of whack. Because if I get too sick, none of those things work anymore. So it's kind of the same idea of maintenance chiropractic care. It's kind of like maintenance body care. Maintenance car is the same. Maintenance car care is the same. Some of us take better care of our cars than we do our bodies. But if you take this notion of the body whisperer, especially if you're in menopause, because your body tends to get louder faster, but it also, if you really listen to it, you can learn so much about it. During my 50s is when I learned so much more about my body, what I wanted to do with hormones, what kind of supplementation I wanted to do, what kind of exercise I wanted to continue, how hard I wanted to be on my body. I wanted to make these decisions because I wanted to pro age so that when I got into my 70s, which is where I am now, it would be like it is. But I worked really hard for it to be this way by whispering, by listening to the whispers back then. And that's how I want you to be. That if you're in your 50s or you're going through menopause, not only do I want you to eat at the whisper of hunger and stop at the whisper of fullness, which is what I call eating between the twos, which is a wonderful way to lose weight if your body needs to drop weight in menopause or not. Now, if your whole life you've been struggling with weight and you have no idea what your hunger or fullness levels is, this is a perfect time to practice being the body whisperer with hunger. And then can you become the body whisperer with pain levels in your body? Can you wait? Can you take care of yourself at the whispers of pain instead of when your body is screaming? And if you're sick or you're getting sick, can you take care of it when it's whispering, when it's easier to take care of yourself? You may not be able to do as much. You calm down, you do less, but you get better fast and you don't spend time being miserable. It's such a better way to be. And then the next step is being tired. I know many women that I work with push themselves until they drop. This is not part of the body whisperer mentality. Please don't wait until you're exhausted to go to sleep. Number one, most of the nighttime eating that I see, eating when you're not hungry, and strong emotional eating and strong urges comes when people are too tired, when their body is screaming at them to go to sleep. Many people take that as a prerogative to eat when you're not hungry, as a way to quote unquote get energy. When really, if you want to get energy, get in bed. And when you wake up the next morning, you will feel energized. Eating when you're not hungry cannot make you feel energized. You may think it does. Gives you something to do. And if you're eating a lot of sugar, it will give a nice little boost to your brain for a minute. But it will not give you real energy the way sleep and rest will do. So this week, I want you to become the body whisperer, the menopausal body whisperer, so that when 20 years passes, you can say that when I learned to listen to the whispers of my body, I learned how to age gracefully and proactively. So when do you put yourself to sleep? Not when you're exhausted. Have a routine for putting yourself to sleep like you did when your children were little or your grandchildren are now. Give them a routine. The best way to get a child to sleep is to prepare them. The best way to get yourself to sleep is to prepare yourself for sleep, which means you don't just go to bed and close your eyes after being on the internet or watching TV or whatever it is. You prepare. And whatever that is for you, for me, it's maybe either taking a bath, it's brushing my teeth, it's washing my face, it's having a nice, calm book that I can read in bed that will help me lull myself to sleep, prepare myself to go to sleep so that my eyes just begin to close. And I don't wait until I'm exhausted to do that because I let my body whisper its tiredness to me and I listen. I want you to do the same. So if it's being tired, or if it's being in pain, or if it's being in sick, or if it's just eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full, the best way to weigh what you want to weigh in menopause is to become a body whisperer. The best way to age proactively is to become a body whisperer. If you do these four things and listen to the whispers of your body and stop making your body scream to you, aging will be so much more of a beautiful experience for you. And of course, Before I end this podcast, I would never, ever say goodbye without saying to you, not only do I want you to become a body whisperer, but I want you to be very, very kind to yourself. And I will see you next week. Bye bye.